meeting in Paris. After, how do you do, how do you do, how do you do? After that, they did not say. They were sitting next to each other for the rest of the evening, do not say a single word with each other. Because that your word is not my word. And I will come to that later on. You have to really bear patience with me, because I have taken notes over the last 1 month and have formulated my own ideas from there. From these outrageous claims, Joyce outrageous rewrite of modesty as modern exhibit A. So remember, this is the example. This is the outrageous exhibit of Joyce. You listen. So if you want to see what has these poets, these writers, these novelists have done of the classics of Homer, is Joyce to listen. So he has really pointed what was once a beautiful poetry has been turned into nasty, outrageous poetry, on reading which one engineer wanted to buy up all the copies of Ulysses and burned it. See, so this is what happened, but some artists did not really find this impressive, and professional readers and writers have become increasingly disillusioned with this Modernism. And Modernism waned after the Second World War. Okay? So what happened later on, and Modernism started roughly at the same time, but remember there are 2 modernisms, Modernism and New Modernism. New Modernism was not a follower at all of the New Modernism, Modernism, because they developed as by quarreling together, see, with each other. So, but since found alliance and he called him mirabilist and aspirabilist, 1922, Joyce's Ulysses, Elias Westland, and written by William Carlos Williams. So all these great poems of the time came in 1922, the great year. But after that, Second World War, this was different. And I would like to tell you that I would like to argue that New Modernism is really a kind of proto-postmodernism. Proto-postmodernism because the reason I will tell you that I'm coming to that in a while, that Modernism dominated the cultural attitude before the Second World War, and you could call New Modernism proto-postmodernism, that it has many features of postmodernism present there, and many features of New Modernist art predominate now in the area of postmodernism. The visceral, one thing, the visceral and political condemnation of classical modernism, first of all. More specifically, the rejection of the classical canon, reaction against neo-modern internationalism, rejection of classical or perspectivism or relativism, that was the heritage of initial years. See? So this is the end. This is kind of summing up of how it came to an end. So how to start? It started by these things, by rejecting visceral and political condemnation of classical modernism. First of all, more specifically the rejection of the classical canon. You know that in the middle of modernist text, you will find reminiscences or reflections, even the whole gorging of the ancient text, the production of ancient text. And so it's a kind of, you could call many modernist cannibals, you see, of literature. They cannibalize literature. And for sure, Joyce cannibalized Homer. And Eliot cannibalized everybody that came in his way in the way of reading. So the visceral and specifically the reaction against modern internationalism, and if you really read the last poem of Albert Scott, All the Westland, it's really very hard in Eliot's poetry to locate, to really give it an address. Where is it set? Because they deliberately purge from it all the traces of regionalisms and try to make it one verse. So there is a kind of process of bleaching in the writing, bleaching, polishing, and they were opposed to this culture. And the mind by the new modernists later on, because it said it smacks of fascism, it smacks of Hitler. So fascism and Hitler, because it said that what you call the mind of Europe is in fact the mind of the French, the mind of the Germans, but not the mind of Europe at all. Because this is a man, Hitler, who invaded the whole of the world. So when he invaded Europe, he came with kind of fascistic tendency to absorb, to utilize, to gorge, to swallow and devour the whole of Europe, for the matter, and the rest of the world. And then that's why this was rejected by them. These facts are, because I will come to that later on, that new modernism is really, truly, and or largely the work of the Americans. The Americans is an important point for all of us, because this was also had its own champions also in Britain, especially in Country Street, in Virginia Woolf,